This is an odd time for me to be recording a video. Not time of day, although I guess it is a little early for me, but time. I just got back, like probably within a half hour from the airport after being away for 5 days, I think. My end of the month weight loss goal is, it's kind of on the 25th, but if I don't make it until the end of the month, I kind of give myself that leeway, which is kind of nice. So I left on the 25th, and when I weighed myself that morning, just like the previous month, so technically I guess that's exactly 10 pounds, which is how I try to do it, the weight before the decimal point was my target weight, and I count that as a win. Yeah, it was 0.5 because that's all my scale does, is 5.5 or 0.0. But so I count that good, and then I was in the Bay Area and stayed under my calories every day. Maybe today I might have gotten a little high, but I also keep my calories that I track in MyFitnessPal. I keep them pretty low, so I actually just try to hit them, and then if I go a little bit over, it's not a big deal. So stayed on keto the whole time, stayed calorie range the whole time, so yeah, it was good. Here's the interesting thing that I was thinking about. Also, I see a bug out of the corner of my eye, which I'm going to try to ignore for a few minutes. I wasn't tempted at all, which on the one hand you're like, great, yay, but the problem is if you aren't tempted, you aren't tested, might be the word, or tried, or something like that. You don't know how you're gonna, it's not like a success or a win. I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying that doesn't mean I'm in a good place or anything like that. I'm obviously in a fine place, but you know, the real test comes, like, what do you do when you're tempted, and what choices do you make, and that kind of thing. So on the one hand, totally celebrating the fact that I was not tempted to stray off the beaten path. On the other hand, I am well aware that there will come a time when I am tempted to stray, and I just hope I have the wherewithal and the sensibility to make the right choices. And so there's that. I will say I did have a fairly emotional weekend, but for me, I actually tend to restrict food more when I am emotionally overwrought. So the truth is there was one day where I did not hit my calories for the day, not even close. But then today, I probably overcompensated because basically I had a very large bag of cashews, like 3 servings of cashews, which was probably like my entire, I'm sure, yes, just about my entire carb allotment was in that bag of cashews, and almost, well, not almost all of my calories, but a big chunk of my calories were in there. And then I also had a Quest bar, which that'd about do it. And although most of the carbs in there are dietary fiber, there were enough carbs left over, net carbs left over, that it would have pushed my carbs over the edge. But I figured I was rather well behaved over the course of 5 days of traveling, and so whatever, not going to beat myself up about a few extra carbs on one day, especially when they came in the form of like cashews and a Quest bar. So yeah, no punishment there. But why it's a weird time for me to record this video is that I haven't weighed myself, because I weigh myself in the mornings, also when I'm naked, and so I can't tell you how it went. I can't tell you if I lopped off that 5.5 at the end of my weight, or if I lost. I think it would be really weird if I gained. But I mean, I suppose travel does weird things, so it could have been. Also, it was the female version of Shark Week over that course of the weekend, so that could affect my weight. So I really don't know what the state of things are at the moment. I will say that my goal when I left was, if I could just come back from this extended weekend, I guess, if I could just come back being at my end of the month goal, which was, again, 0.5 pounds less than I was, or even if I just stayed the same, that pretty much was going to be a victory for me. So I feel pretty confident that there's nothing I could have done differently to make that happen. I will say that, I think I've said I will say a few times. In any case, I sweat a lot, so that was good, and I walked a lot, and that was good. I mean, a lot. By a lot, I mean more than normal. And I visited Stanford University and walked that campus for a bit. And in the bookstore, I wanted to go upstairs, and I am based mostly on knee injuries, but also being fat and slovenly, I generally take the elevator, but mostly because of the knee issues. Anyway, this time I thought, I'm going to take the stairs, and as I walked towards the stairs, I'd been doing a bunch of walking, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to trot up these stairs, you know, not like slow fat girl walk up the stairs, but trot up the stairs, and I did, all the way up, and yeah, I admit that took, you know, a little extra breathing on my part, but not a lot, and it just felt good to be able to physically do that, and be starting to get back to just how I feel better, or how I normally feel, or used to normally feel. So I did that, walked around quite a bit, went to the Grateful Dead show Sunday in Santa Clara, California, and I was in the 400 level of Levi Stadium, which is the highest level one can be. The stadium is right next to Great America theme park, and I was higher than the very high roller coasters that were right next door. So yeah, and again, I did take an elevator up there a little bit, because that's really, really, really high up there. And yeah, also you know, when you have a lot of walking to do, I don't want to re-injure my knee. I do take good care of it, and I did not want to do that to it. But you can only take the elevator to the 300 level, and then you got to get yourself up. You got to get yourself up to the 400 level, and then up to your seat in the 400 level. And I was at row 18. So let me tell you, that was a workout, and I wasn't the only one feeling it, because lots of people were resting. I paused once, but that's about it. But you have to go upstairs just to get to the 400 level, and then you have to go upstairs, like I don't know how many stairs to get to the to row 18. It's not 18 stairs, it's more than that. But anyway, so that was a workout. And also for me, my knee is more threatened actually going downstairs, so I had to do that too. But that went fine, and I think the walking that I did is helping to strengthen the knee, so that's good. Did again take the elevator down, but that's for preservation of my knee. Fat girl doesn't mind going downstairs, but the knees do mind going downstairs. So took good care of those, and walked. Oh my God, I paid for close parking. That close parking was still like tons of walking just to get out of the stadium, and then like 4 times that walking to get to the end of the main parking lot, and then 2 very long California blocks to get to the street that I turn on and go another block, California block though, so pretty long, where you can't see the entrance to the parking area from the road that you start at. So anyway, and then I was at the far end of that parking lot. So there was a lot of walking to the show and back from the show, and also I spent a lot of time in the parking lot, and I walked it 4 times before I even walked to the show. So yeah, if that 0.5 ain't off my weight tomorrow, I'm going to be surprised. I'd be surprised. I would not be surprised if I have started on the July goal tomorrow. But again, Shark Week throws everything off. Anyway, this video has been long enough. That about brings you up to speed, because I was really short on time before I left, so I figured I should make a video. That's the video. Bye!